Hello, friends. Welcome back to my classroom, room C2, home of the cutest little class in town, my kindergarten class, right here at Jack London Elementary School. I'm really excited to read a new book to you today, a series of new books, actually, the Froggy books. They're all written by Jonathan London and illustrated by Frank Remkiewicz. And my students love the Froggy stories. They love to join in. They giggle the whole time. They're a hoot. I think you're going to love them. So this one is titled Froggy Goes to School. And it only has a very small sneak peek on the back of this one. What will Froggy learn at school? Well, let's find out together, shall we? Froggy goes to school. It was the first day of school. Froggy woke up and he looked out the window. The sun was high in the sky. "Oh no, the bus, he cried. "I'll miss the bus." Oh, can't be late for school on the first day, especially Froggy. He hopped out of bed. He flopped outside, flop, flop, flop. The school bus was leaving. "Wait, wait," he yelled, and he took a mighty hop. But are you forgetting something, Froggy? Your pants? Pretty important. The bus hissed to a stop and the door folded open. Froggy flopped up the steps, flop, flop, flop. But when he reached the top, everybody laughed and pointed their fingers. I think they're seeing what we just saw. Froggy's in his underwear. Oh, how's Froggy gonna live this down? Poor Froggy. "Froggy," yelled his friend Max. "What? Did you forget something?" Froggy looked down. Oops, he was in his underwear. Oh, poor Froggy. He dashed to the back of the bus and hid behind Max's umbrella all the way to school. At school, he hopped behind the bushes. He tried to hide behind the flagpole. He rolled down the hall like a bowling ball. And in class, he pretended to be a flower pot. Oh, poor Froggy. "Froggy," called his teacher. "What?" But it wasn't his teacher at all. It was his father. Froggy rubbed his eyes. He'd been dreaming. He was still in bed. "Rise and shine, Froggy," said his father. "It's the first day of school." Phew, it was just a dream. Oh, yay. This time, Froggy got all dressed. Zip, zoop, zup, zut, 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 zap. And then he flopped into the kitchen. Flop, flop, flop. He tried to pour milk on his bowl of flies, but the carton flew out of his hands. "You're just nervous about school, Froggy," said his mother. "Everybody is the first day." "Not me," cried Froggy. And together they leapfrogged all the way to the bus stop. Flop, flop, flop. At school, Froggy found his name tag on his table. Oh, there's his desk and his name tag right there. Froggy. Ah, he liked his name. It was the first word he knew how to read. It was the only word he knew how to read. He read it aloud, louder and louder. "Froggy! Froggy!" cried his teacher, Miss Witherspoon. "What?" "Hush, dear. It's time to pay attention." But it was hard to pay attention. He squirmed. He looked out the window at the falling leaves. He felt like a leaf, falling, falling. Plop. And then he fell out of his chair. "Oops! Kindly stay in your seat, dear," said Miss Witherspoon. "We'll sit on the floor at circle time." At circle time, Miss Witherspoon said, "Now, children, today I'd like you to tell us what you did last summer. Who wants to go first?" Froggy shouted, "Me, me, me, me!" And so did Max. Miss Witherspoon went, "Clap, clap, clap," and everybody went, "Clap, clap, clap," with her too. And then they grew very quiet. "Now, one at a time," said Miss Witherspoon. When Froggy's turn came, he jumped up and said, "Last summer, I learned how to swim." And he sang, "Bubble, bubble, toot, toot, chicken, airplane, soldier." Oh, swimming lesson tips. Yes, I recognize those. Everybody jumped up and joined in. Bubble, bubble, toot, toot, chicken, airplane, soldier. When, in walked the principal, Mr. Mugwort. "Bubble, bubble, oops," cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. Mr. Mugwort glared at him. And then he joined in. Bubble, bubble, toot, toot, chicken, airplane, soldier, till the bell rang for recess. When Froggy flopped off the bus after school, his father said, "Froggy, how was your first day of school?" "Great," said Froggy. "I taught the principal how to swim." That's nice," said his mother. "But where's your lunchbox and your baseball cap?" "Oops, I left them at school." "Oh, Froggy, will you ever learn?" said his mother. "Well, that's why I'm going to school, Mom." And together they leapfrogged all the way home. Flop, flop, flop. Sounds like a wonderful first day of school for Froggy. Thanks for reading this with me, friends.